The crown of the continent, Glacier National Park. In the United States, you won't find a park with more sprawling scenic views, and some of the best scenery can be found off of the Going to the Sun Road in the many Glacier area. Today, we are exploring possibly the best hike many Glacier has to offer, the Grinnell Glacier Trail. If it's your first time spending time in the great outdoors with me, I would love it if you would join the hiking club by hitting subscribe so you never miss a trek through the woods again. Hiking many Glacier in the summer of 2025 was a challenge due to construction in the area. The main trailhead for this hike was closed off, so you have to park and start your journey at the Many Glacier Hotel parking lot. My one piece of advice, get there early. We got there at 6:30 a.m. and luckily got one of the last spots. It fills up really quickly. The Many Glacier Hotel is obviously the most convenient spot for lodging for this specific hike, but if you're looking for more of a camping feel like I enjoy, I really like the Johnson's Campground, 20 minutes south of the Many Glacier area in St. Mary, Montana. A good amount of the campsites there are open, but some are also in nice wooded areas. There's a good variety. We were fortunate to be able to stay in a camping cabin with an epic view of the mountains. Either way, you can't go wrong with this campground as a central location for recreation on the east side of the park. Due to the aforementioned construction and snow closures, more on that later, our route will be around 7 miles and 800 feet or so of elevation gain, weaving through the picturesque Swift Current and Josephine Lakes. The beginning portion of the hike around the lakes is fairly flat, especially around Swift Current Lake, where we're going to start. You'll make your way through tall pines with some gorgeous peaks at the peaks of nearby Mount Wilbur and surrounding mountaintops. As we approach the west end of Swift Current Lake, the views open up for a little bit past the trees, and you'll pass the historic lodge and the boat dock, which you can reserve a boat ride through the Glacier Boat Company. About a mile in now, and the trail leads you to the ultra-scenic area crossing Stump Lake. This is the small water channel where Lake Josephine flows into Swift Current Lake, and the bridge that floats over this water is a perfect spot to stop and take it all in. Now at the southern shore of Swift Current Lake, you are flanked by forests to your left and absolutely beautiful views of the lake, trees, and mountains to your right. When you reach a fork in the road and see some signage, you can spend some time down by the boat dock, then make your way up a slight climb towards Lake Josephine. Brace yourselves. This is where things get beautiful. For the next quarter mile, you'll be surrounded by tall pines reaching towards the sky and lush vegetation at your feet while climbing slightly before descending to the north shore of Lake Josephine. This is a heavenly beach spot and a photographer's paradise before the boats get going for the day. Early morning is the best time to arrive. The glass reflection on the lake, the snow-capped mountains, the boat on the dock. Please just watch. The next mile of the hike takes you alongside a mostly elevated look of Lake Josephine that allows you to see the rich blue color and the mirror-like reflection of the mountains. Although the original source of the name is unknown, the lake evidently received its name from the Josephine Mine, which sits on the slopes of Grinnell Point immediately above the lake. In the early days of the park, it was often referred to as Lake Louise, and James Willard Schultz states that the Blackfoot Indians called it Jealous Woman's Lake. I'd be jealous of anyone that could spend every day on these waters. At the end of Lake Josephine is when the gradual climb up begins. This is a really cool stretch as you climb. You first pass through lush areas of various wildflowers, along with tiny flowing streams that make their way down the mountain and across the trail beneath your boots. The great thing about this trail is no section is ultra steep. It's just a steady climb as you continue up through the next portion of the path to the Grinnell Lake viewpoint. The first part of this climb is when the word wow starts to be heard on the trail. The skies are filled with gorgeous mountain peaks all around you as far as the eye can see. The Wildflower Line Trail, now above 5,200 feet, will start to straighten out before the switchback, and you'll gaze upon Grinnell Lake for the first time. When the sun is hitting the water, its color is reminiscent of cool blue Gatorade and doesn't seem very real. The whole setting seems straight out of a painting, and there are some widened portions of the trail to pull off to take some fabulous pictures of the magnificent scenery. As you continue trekking uphill, a series of gradual switchbacks will lead you up to just beyond 3 miles since the beginning of the trail, 5,800 feet above sea level, and at this time of year, a snow closure. I've hiked this trail twice, once in mid-July and another in late June, and it's been closed at both times. If you really want to be able to hike the entire 10-mile trail to the Glacier and back, it's best to go in late July at the very earliest. On the way back down, I was really able to enjoy the details of the trail a lot more. More peaks at the wildflowers, the jagged rocks that make up the rocky cliffs, the sprawling forest in the valley, and even something as subtle as raindrops on some of the leaves at trailside. The Grinnell Glacier Trail is hard enough where you feel some sense of accomplishment afterwards, but easy enough where you're not taking a nap for the rest of the day. Truly a trail for a lot of hiking skill levels. That wraps up this edition of Ted on the Trail. Now, whether in life or out on the trail, always remember to take it one step at a time. We'll see you out there.